It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day. It's just another day.
I feel you.
Get it together here, boys.
I finished it. I was like, you know what? That was a 6-minute
Okay.
video. It was pretty alright.
This one's Cuba. All right. I don't need it anymore.
I'm happy watching it though. I'm super curious.
I would, live. I would love to watch this live. This
All right,
is
that's our new fucking business. We just need to fucking rearrange these rooms and fuck axe throwing. We need to have a fucking balloon competition room.
I mean, I think next time we're all in
Yeah,
the same room together, we have our own competition somewhere.
It's a great idea for a game. I mean, obviously the game's always existed. We've all played it at some point at a party or somewhere, or just at home on our own. But that's great. I just love the way they have it set up. They're like, yo, here's a little arcade, fucking right here. You got a little machine.
Couch.
We got 2 couches.
Kitchen table,
yeah.
a rug to trip on.
Mm-hmm.
The
It
rug
seems
is
like
the
you can
bullshit.
with the car in there.
It
Just
seems
bring
like
a car
after
in there.
Well, it seems
It's
like after you
unbelievable.
touch it too, like after you hit it,
Oh, you could block.
you don't have to move. Like once you're steady, if you're blocking their path, they just have to still get around you. However, they're gonna do that, and I kind of like that. That makes it kind of cheeky, where you could just give a little tap right in front of you, and then make them fucking go all the way around you to go get it.
I'll announce right now.
Yep.
So because I had to edit 90% of the beginning of this out so that it can actually not get taken down to YouTube. No, because I was looking at the video and screen capturing. I'm just taking out the parts where I
Fuck
watched.
you.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, we're looking at the balloon league, the national. I don't know what the hell it's called.
It's the Balloon World Cup.
Balloon World Cup, where you tap the balloon up in the air and it's the other person's turn. The game we played all the time.
Everyone knows the game.
Absolutely.
We'll keep you uppy.
I can't believe how much do you think that prize money is?
Enough. I don't care if it's $100. I'd still play.
Yeah.
I will research.
Honestly, I'm gonna say.
Ow, bitch.
I'm gonna say it's gotta be a Chili's gift card. No,
I'd actually be pretty pissed. I would throw it away. I'd be playing just for sport at that point.
I mean, if it's on TV or like anything like that, it looks like it's at least $10,000.
Definitely not on TV.
Oh, that's on ESPN Ocho, baby.
The ESPN, the Ocho.
Mm-hmm. I'm calling it right now. It was on Twitch, so.
Which got money.
I'll say 10,000 for first place. I mean, they give out 10,000 on fucking Nailed It. If you win. Oh my god. Could you imagine that? Dude, I would do that for $10,000.
Oh, I'm just looking here now.
10,000 euro.
That's what I just saw. Yeah, I'd say it looks like it's going to be 10,000 euro. So
what?
Fair enough.
It's like $8,000 US.
Yeah.
No, you'll get more than that. Euro's worth more than the American dollar. American dollar and I think if it's €1, it's like 82 cents American or some shit.
Interesting. All right.
So you'll come out a little more ahead if you're a USA team.
Except the fucking government take their cut, and then
they're gonna take their little piece.
11.5.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it.
11.5.
I mean, it's not like you got to spend rigorous months and months of training, like for another sport. It's like I got off the couch, I played it.
Yeah, you go get a pack of balloons for $5.
I wasn't even thinking that. You know those fucking balls you can buy at Dick's that like you drop and they bounce all over the place.
You need to practice with the balloons.
Well, I was gonna do that for your
speed to come.
Well, yeah.
Down.
For gravity.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
Gotta use what you're gonna be playing with.
It's true. Tom Brady. That's why Tom Brady practices with deflated balls. I mean, you gotta be, work out with what you're gonna use. Am I right? Am I right, guys?
Listen, winners are winners, no matter how you put it.
Yo, I will say when I was flying back and we were at the airport terminal waiting in Baltimore, and they had our game on, the Astros, and the Astros won. And as soon as they won, everybody in our area fucking was like, yeah, and like going all out. Like everybody's fucking cheering. And then somebody at the bar turns around and just goes, "Well, congrats to the fucking cheaters." I
Nice.
died. I was like, that is fucking hilarious. Everybody cheats in baseball, but they just got caught. That shit
It's
made me
about
laugh.
that's about how that works.
Yeah, man. And then
They're like
even our pilot
straight
was
up.
like, our pilot was like, "Congrats," and then he was like, he was chill because I guess there was like protest or strikes. People for Southwest were going on strike, so he gave everybody free Wi-Fi. He said, "All right, normally we charge for this, but because I like everybody here, we're getting free Wi-Fi."
Free Wi-Fi.
I was like, "This is pretty sick." I was like, "I like this pilot. He's a funny dude." But yeah, man, it was all right. Not many people. All right, I guess fuck it. I'll introduce the show. It's just another day with
David.
Adam?
and Elliot. We all was just back in PA to hang out with you guys. It was a good
Yeah.
time.
It was.
Yeah.
I was there for a wedding, but I also made time for my friends. Boy, oh boy, did we have fun!
I'd
I
like to think so.
I can't believe how much of a fucking like labor shortage has hit Mechanicsburg. Broke my brain.
It's not just Mechanicsburg. It's like Pennsylvania.
I
Yeah,
guess,
the
yeah.
whole state.
Our state, Texas, baby, like no, nothing. I was like shocked when I went to go to Starbucks and they're like, "We close early because we only have 2 people working here." I was like, "The fuck?"
Yeah. That's just how it is everywhere, man. Most restaurants are like that.
That's
It's just
crazy to me.
it just is what it is. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, I really don't. Actually, the only thing that actually hit me is when I also wanted to go to Starbucks, and it happened to me twice because the one in Mechanicsburg was like, "No, we're just closed on like Tuesdays." I was like, "What the fuck?" And then the one near me by the Target, I went over there at like 5 o'clock. They're like, "Ooh, we closed at 4." I was like, "What the fuck? Why 4?"
It broke my brain, man. I'm like, I just don't. I mean, I guess I get it, but I don't get it. But it is what it is. It just shocked me.
Same thing I said. I was like, "Fuck it." I was like, "I'll just have to make sure I get here before 5 then."
Yeah, that's on me, I guess.
Yeah, like this is my problem, not Starbucks' problem.
Oh my god.
It is, yeah.
I mean,
Exactly, like straight up.
we all spent like we had fun time with the bachelor party, David, and then
Yeah.
I won't give details because it's a bachelor party rule, but it was a fun time. David came to the rescue with making his brother make us pizzas while also making a pizza himself. Saved the bachelor, but he saved the day.
Yeah,
And then
took care of business.
yeah, and then we had an awesome dinner and bowling, which was fucking. I'm still sore from bowling. I'm guessing it's bowling or it's me sleeping on a child's mattress most of my time.
It's probably more the mattress and the bowling. Like my
Yeah.
fingers were fine like a day or two after bowling.
It's like
but
my shoulder muscle, like
Yeah.
here, from like I literally slept on it's probably the width of my desk. Like it was no more than 4 feet by like 2 feet. This child's mattress, like for a car bed that I just had on the floor at my dad's that I laid on, and I gave Chelsea the couch because I'm a gentleman. And oh my god,
Gentleman.
I was fucking sore. And then we did the corn maze, which was, dude, we fucking crushed it this year. Like we fucking crushed that shit. Last year we did it in like 2 hours 45 minutes. This year, 2 hours. Only cheated once.
Just one time.
Well, our group split up. Chelsea, me, and my niece went one way, and Adam was with Chelsea's parents, and we saw each other through a hedge. And I was like, "Well, you could go down here, make a cut, blah blah blah." And they were just like, "We're just walking through." And I said, "Fair enough."
Yeah. I was there long enough at that point in time. I went, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. And then, oh my god, did I tell you, Dave,
Well,
what
at the
happened to
end, we
me?
went out the entrance.
Yeah, we did. We did go out the entrance, and
I
then
would
we
have
were
just
like,
left. I
"Fuck."
would have been like, I don't care.
Yeah, Chelsea wanted to get that stamp, and
Thought about it.
I felt that.
Why?
I don't know, but
Why?
Not you were getting.
Why?
It's like you didn't get anything from it.
no, just that pleasure of a completed map this year, and then our time being the average, which felt great. But fucking afterwards, David, I had to take my niece home, and Adam and Chelsea went to Lancaster, and I was gonna meet them there at the one bar, and I parked at the Airbnb, and I fucking got my GPS out, and I typed in the walking directions. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" and I put my phone in my pocket because I was like, it's 6 blocks, and my GPS says it's this way, so let's do it. So I walk 6 blocks, and then I'm at the fucking Lancaster Hospital, and I was like, that's not right. I was like, there's no way that's the correct direction. I pull up my phone again, and it says I'm still standing at the Airbnb, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I close out the GPS, open it back up, redo it. I'm fucking 18 blocks away from where I need to be. So I had to walk 18 blocks, like back basically, to get to the bar.
Man.
And I was fucking furious. Like I walk in, everybody's like, sup? And I'm just like, boom! I literally did the gun blow my brains out gesture. And I went up to the bar and ordered 3 drinks. And they said, I'm sorry, sir, who are the other 2 for? And I was like, me? And they're like, we can only give you 1. I was like, I guess that's it. I get 1 drink. But I got my 3 eventually. It was a good time.
Fair enough, I guess.
And then we played darts like a motherfucker, which was also a
Darts?
good time. I was so bad at darts. I mean, it's also been years since I've played, but like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
The first game we did great. Like we actually were like, it was a game. Then we played.
Yeah.
Then we
did good.
played 501, which I
That took
prefer.
so long.
I prefer 301. It's so much faster.
Yeah.
But 501 was
Absolutely.
great, and then we played more cricket, and I was dying. All in all, it was a good weekend. Like, then I had the wedding on Sunday, and then that was fun. That was just, standard wedding shit, dancing, having a good time, getting lit. But then Sunday we did, no, Sunday was wedding. So Monday was Jill and Justin's, which, yeah, you missed out on. It wasn't too bad. Standard Jill and Justin hang, delicious, snacky foods, put on movie, chit chat. Although Justin was being so hilarious, I go in there and he gives me these sick Alpha Elite. I have them on right now. So Justin, if you end up listening to this, I have your joggers on that you gave me because he was like, I don't like the feel of these ones. I was like, okay. Then he gives me cologne because I complimented him on his cologne, and he's like, here's this little sample one. I was like, oh man, you don't have to give that to me. He's like, no, I want you to have it. And you know how he is. He's such a giving person.
Yeah.
I was like, fine, I'll take it. And he goes, all right, just don't break it. And I was like, why? And I was like, is it like expensive? He goes, no. And I was like, Justin, how much is it? And he goes, that little bottle there only cost me, and I'm not even fucking joking when I say it's like maybe like the size of this USB. He's
Yeah.
like, that bottle there, only about 120. I was like, 120 fucking dollars, Justin? What the fuck? He goes, that's how much I paid for it. He's like, it's worth way more. Don't tell me that. He's like, it's like double in value. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, you didn't have to do that. Then he made me try on all these colognes, and I found one. I was like, oh, I really like this one. He was like, take it. I don't like wearing this one. I was like, dude, I don't need cologne. He goes, honestly, I don't need it. I was like, Justin, how much is this one? I'll pay you. And he's like, you're not paying me, just take it. And I was like, okay, but how much is it? He goes, well, don't break it. And I was like, dude, you're making me fucking panic. Like, how much is this? He's like, that bottle only cost me $250. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. He goes, it's fine. It's actually gone up a bit since then because they discontinued that one. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, you're holding a $600 bottle. I was like, don't give me this shit. I was like, So I started wearing it because like I felt guilty. Like I don't wear deodorant, so he's like, start wearing cologne, man. That's what I started doing. But he's gotten in that cologne game. He had like he had giant bottles that are like the size of iPhones that had like maybe like 2 ounces in it, and he's like, these 2 ounces are worth like $1,000. And I'm like, how much did you pay for this? He's like, not that much, but they like, I guess like they rotate their formula and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And he's like all about it. And his new diet, like, which was oh shit, what's it called, David?
It's kind of like a keto diet, but he's just eating meat. He's on like a carnivorous type diet.
Meat, tallow, Oregon pills,
Oregon, not Oregon.
Oregon pills from Oregon.
It's just Oregon.
Dude, I've been mispronouncing
soil.
shit so much. Like, people at work were making fun of me for the way I say bagel.
Bagel? What's wrong with that?
I guess they think I emphasize it in a weird way. Bagels. I don't know. You tell me, crowd. You tell me, audience.
Could
How
could
do
be
you say
weird.
bagel?
Bagel.
Bagel. It's.
Or
I even looked
bagel.
up. I even looked up on Google how to say it. It's bay, B-A-Y, goal, G-U-L. Like, that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Bagel. I don't get it. But nah, all in all, I think I had a fucking like adventurous week. I will say, like, I was so looking forward to being able to sleep on a bed. I was tired of sleeping on floors. I'm too old to do
Imagine
it.
that. That hurts. That hurts no matter what. Even if it's for a day, I'm not doing it.
Dude, I honestly, like, I know how fucking fucked up my back is from just that. I was just like, gonna have to do some yoga. Yep.
Yogurt.
It was sick though. Like, I'm glad. Like, I don't know. It wasn't too long of a time. It was just long enough. But I think like, yeah, I don't know, man. PA sucks. Like, there's fucking
Pretty much.
nothing. Like, they just keep building
Yeah.
nothing. I don't
Yeah, they
understand
build
it.
houses. That's like all they build.
They built houses and then businesses that nobody asked for, like REI and like a Tesla dealership.
No. REI is actually probably gonna do well
Tesla
the-
makes sense.
once they
but
get
ar-
everything up and
yeah,
running.
once winter hits, once like now, like in the
Yeah.
next couple months, they're probably really gonna start
Yeah,
pushing
because
it.
they'll be doing skis and snowboards, that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
Then right after
you
winter,
have
you
the
got
Appalachian
hiking
Trail
season.
running through here, so hiking season, everyone's gonna go and get new hiking gear and that kind of stuff.
I
I
feel
just
that.
I never heard of REI before though.
I've
Like
heard
when
of
it went
it.
up, I was
It's
like, the
a
fuck is this?
Yeah.
West Coast company.
For me, I
Super
just saw
big, like Pacific Northwest.
yeah, like when I saw
Patagonia.
it come up and I saw like what their whole fucking deal was, I was like, dude, this is just a smaller Bass Pro or Cabela's.
It's
We
the
already have.
hipster Bass Pro.
Is that what it is? That honestly what it is?
No,
Is
no,
that like what it's
legit.
supposed to be?
Right? Yeah.
It's like the hipster Bass Pro because they don't sell guns. They don't sell like canoes and kayaks and shit. Like, it's specifically hiking gear, skiing, snowboarding, like bikes. It's like fitness oriented, I guess is the best way to describe it. Outdoorsman stuff.
I love that hiking has just become a walk. Like, you walking somewhere? Yeah, I took a hike.
I mean, I fucking get so pissed at people. Pissed isn't the right word, but like I get like when I ask people before, I'm like, "Do you want to go on a hike?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down for a walk." I'm like, the hikes we would do, Adam, and like I know you did them
Yeah.
too, David. Like, you're going up a mountain in one day. Like, they're shitty pussy mountains in PA, but like it still sucks. Like Flat Rock,
Still good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Steep hill.
You go up and then you go down a mountain just to go up another mountain, and it's like a good 2 hour like rough terrain walk, and like it fucking and if you wore like sneakers, they were gonna get fucked. Like, that's just the kind of like stuff I like to do, and everybody else thinks it's like like a fucking leisurely stroll in the woods. Even like the one trail, the small trail that we would do that went by the creek, and we would do like 2 laps on that one. I fucking love that one because it was like a good 30-minute walk uh through a wooded like nature preserve, which was just fine. But it was steep as shit. It's like,
Hmm.
man. But yeah, out here we don't have that, so I don't go hiking anymore. I go trail walking. That's why I have trail running shoes in case I have to have grip.
Grip.
I love it, man. I mean, they lasted. That was all I wore my whole trip in PA was my trail running shoes, and like I put some fucking mileage on those bitches. It
Feel you.
felt right, but I did fuck up my feet dancing in those dress shoes. Like, yo, it's criminal how they just like pulled out my insoles to the shoes, and then underneath the shoes is just like staples and like the fucking like sole, the hard rubber with cardboard. I'm like, put some Dr. Scholl's in
Yeah.
there for us, man. Treat us right.
Nah. Nope. I don't care about you.
I know. I'm like, next time I have to go to a wedding or whatever, like, sneakers, baby. Everybody just wear sneakers.
Oh yeah. No, don't you dare.
What?
Don't say that. But just bring a more comfortable pair of shoes to change into after pictures and that kind of shit.
I feel you. But what if it was nice balling shoes, like some good ass Jordans,
No.
some off-white Jordans?
Did you say
No.
bowling shoes?
I-
What'd you say?
Ballin'.
Oh, ball. I said bowling. I was like, does Jordan make a bowling shoe now?
They probably do. Honestly.
That'd be pretty dope. That would be
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
MJ getting
No,
in the
but I'll
bowling
punch
game.
you in the nose if you do that. I'll punch you right square in the
not
nose.
not for me. Fuck, dude. If I were to like, it would be eloping. We ain't.
No, I'm just saying, if you
Eloping.
wear
Oh no.
sneakers at a wedding,
No.
at any point in time, I'm gonna punch you square in the nose.
Trust me. I mean, most of the time, if I'm at a wedding, it's because I'm a groomsman. I'm not just gonna fucking. If somebody invites me to their wedding, like, then you have the obligation of getting them a gift, and like, I'm not
Just
even.
give them cash.
I'm not
All
even
they
a
really want.
good enough friend with a lot of like people. Like, the only weddings I would go to are like your guys's, Johnny's. If Josh invited me, I might go to Josh's because like Smith, I mean, I still consider Josh, even though I don't talk to him or see him. I'm like, well, we were really good
Yeah.
friends in high school. I guess I'd still go to your wedding if I was invited. Or like family. It's just not my bag, baby. It's also expensive. Like, I feel bad for like if
Yeah.
I were to get married, like, I wouldn't have a traditional wedding because of how expensive it is for people to just travel. Like, dude, Brett paid an extra $6,000 to get to the wedding. So like,
That is crazy.
that's $9,000 that he spent to be a best man. That's just to fly. It's just like, oof, fuck that.
Well, he's also coming from across
That's
the
true.
globe.
Even someone like me, like, if like, say if I didn't have as good of a job as I did, like, it would have cost like $500 just to fly, and then like on top of it, you have to have like room and board somewhere, and food, and like then you got your tux rental. So like, I'm already in it at that point, like easily like $1,000. It's like, that's not right to ask my friends to pay $1,000 to watch me say some words. Now, if it was, hey friends, let's pay $1,000 to go to a fucking exotic place like Las Vegas, that's different.
All right, hold on, motherfucker. Did you just
Las
say
Vegas,
an exotic place like exotic?
I don't know. Have you been? It's pretty fucking exotic when you're walking the strip and you're like, where the fuck am I? Like,
This motherfucker.
it's exotic in my mind for
Oh,
U.S.
gee. The exotic lands of Las Vegas.
If you agree with me, people who are listening, hashtag Las
gondola
Vegas.
ride.
Yeah.
The mini.
Honestly, I
Eiffel Tower.
did do a gondola ride. It was pretty sick.
Exotic location.
I was just surprised. Like, I heard exotic. I was just kind of I'm following. I'm like, ooh, where are you going? She's like Las Vegas. I was like, bitch, no.
I mean,
what are you talking about?
I think it's exotic, man. Like, think about it realistically. Like, I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Give me the realistic version of Las Vegas. I'm ready for
How
it.
often can you see people smoking and doing all sorts of stuff on the main streets while also taking a shit, while also being able to walk around with alcohol and gamble and then find hookers?
That's pretty much every city.
That's a lot of
Via
cities,
Las
yeah.
Vegas.
You
That's
can do that
every
in DC. That's our nation's capital.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Do that in Houston.
Man, or like that chick. Oh wait, you weren't with us? I can tell you a hilarious story about when we left the bar, Adam. I forgot I didn't. You didn't leave the bar with us. I was just sobering up when we were leaving, but we're walking back to the Airbnb, right? The chicks, the Franklin Marshall people, I'm guessing the college scene, are just leaving the bars because the bars were closing around like 1 or 2, and that's when we were heading back to the Airbnb. And these two chicks are in their like club dresses, like, the tight, shiny dresses, and it's like they got their heels on and stuff, and their hair's all in their purses, and they're standing next to the old houses on the main road, on literally Main Street and shit. And they're like, the one girl's like, oh God, people are gonna see me, and her friend's like, it's fine, just sit down, you'll be okay. And then she's like, oh my God. And I thought she was gonna throw up. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna face forward, not pay attention. And we're like maybe like 15 feet away, and I just hear the sound of running water. And I'm like,
Awesome.
yo, this chick is straight up just pissing a tank. And her friend's like, they can't see you. And they're fucking speaking out loud. They can't see you. Nobody knows what you're doing. She's like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm pissing all over my shoes. and she straight up just like squatted down and has taken a fucking huge pisser on the sidewalk all over herself. And her friend's like standing basically facing like here's the building that the girl's pissing. She's in front of her, crouched down like with her, and like you can clearly tell the piss is going on both their feet, open-toed shoes. Just
They don't care.
shitty. And then we get to the Airbnb, like it was literally 2 doors down. Go inside. I have to go back to the car to grab my bag. And I go downstairs and I open up the car and the girl goes, "Look at that fucking pervert looking at us." I'm like, okay, bitch. And I fucking grabbed my bag and went back upstairs. And we were all just like, the fuck did we just witness? Like Adrian, me, and Chelsea just saw a chick full on just empty her bladder on the sidewalk. It's like, god damn.
That's what's up, though. That's some hero shit.
Mhm.
I mean, we did that at Barry's. Remember that? We fucking got home from Lancaster.
Yeah.
Shit face. Like, honestly, that is one of the few times, like, I swear to God, I must have a guardian angel because, like, I fucking drove back that night. I wasn't drunk, but, like, we had enough to drink over the course of a few hours that I probably still had, like, a bit of alcohol in my system. And Chelsea really had to pee and wanted me to pull over. And I told her, I was like, no, I'm not fucking pulling over. I'm not letting you piss on the side of this highway. I'll get a fucking DUI and then we're fucked. So we make it back to Barry's after driving for like, 30 miles. And she just fucking lays down the grass and just fucking full on pisses in front of Adam's car. And then to get revenge, we're pissing in front of her car. And Adam clicks on his fucking unlock his car so it lights her up with the headlights. And she just goes, "Oh God." It's like 2 in the morning and we're being so loud and just
Yeah.
pissing
There's
in public.
nobody there.
Nobody there, but we're just
Nobody
like
there.
fucking pissing and just being obnoxious.
That's so great because I feel like everywhere I leave anymore from somebody's house, I always end up pissing in front of their house. Like, I pissed right in front of Justin and Jill's when I left.
Nothing wrong with that. I tell,
When
dude,
you-
honestly,
So when you guys were walking to your car, I took a gigantic piss, and I was laughing the whole time because I thought it was gonna be like a regular piss,
there's a
and
whole,
it was gargantuan, dude. Like it was literally running down the hill, like it just kept going. I was like, look at that fucking puddle. I was like, holy shit.
it was an 8-cider piss.
Dude, but I already pissed like 3 times before that. I was
I
like, where did
know.
all this come from?
I pissed a shit ton that night too. I didn't realize how much I drank until like I started doing the math and like Chelsea drove because she wasn't drinking, but it was just so funny to me because I was like, because I did the math. I was like, well, David had 8. I was like, I had 2 of them, and Jill had 2, but then I also had 4 of Jill's. I was like, I was like, I had 6 drinks. I didn't feel, I felt fine, like 100%. They're like, I don't know, cider boy ciders just doesn't make me feel drunk, I guess.
I just need to drink them faster. That's my thing. It's not that I'm worried about that it won't make me drunk. It's the quickness. I just got to get it in my body really fast.
It's true. I'm sad that we
I
didn't do
gotta
the
drink,
hookah
drink.
next time.
I mean, it's not like the world's biggest loss or anything. We got plenty of time to still go back and do a hookah or buy a fucking hookah and sit somewhere and just lounge.
Yeah,
Either way.
it's just such a
Either
chill
way is fine.
experience. But yeah, no, I just wanted to recap my trip. I just want to let everybody on the know we did a trip and we all hung out and the day crew was together and we were gonna record or film something, but shit happens. It's hard.
No, hold on. You didn't bring a mic, is what
I did.
happened.
I fucked up.
Yeah.
I did fuck up.
Let's be Pacific. You
Shit.
didn't bring a mic.
Look, I was gonna fly with it, but like literally, I didn't dig it out. I was going to the night before, and then I fucking forgot because I was too busy. The hard debate for me that I spent most of my hours before we left, because we left like we went to bed at like midnight, but we had to get up at 3. So I spent I spent like 2 hours beforehand after I packed my bag debating on if I should bring 2 magic decks or none. And I
That
was
was the.
putting
It's
them on my
funny
backpack and
that
taking them
you
out.
mentioned Magic because the way that fell apart.
Oh
on the
yeah.
fucking-
You know what?
that was so fucking
It was
funny.
going so yeah, we tried to play Magic at the bachelor party that I shouldn't be mentioning, but it was going well. Like you, me, and Brett knew what was going on. Robert was just completely fucking hammered and Harry was like having a hard time grasping everything. But by God, like you were set up and I was set up to like fuck shit up. And Brett was starting to get set up. And Harry still couldn't understand how the game worked, but it was good. It was a good time. But yeah, no, I fucked up. It's fine. It's fine. We'll get it recorded. Oh yeah, I didn't say this on air. Chelsea is almost finished. She has like 4 more questions. And next week is the Just Another Day Halloween special.
Oh shit! All right, fuck. I need to go to Spirit real quick.
Yeah, you gotta get your costume.
Need to go to fucking Spirit of Halloween and set myself up
Cause
and set my camera up.
I was gonna try and record it for, um, the next week from that, but then that would leave it would have to drop then on the 29th if I'm looking at a calendar correct, because I drop them a week after. So we would have to have recorded on like the 27th, and then it wouldn't drop till November 1st or the 31st. And it feels like that's too late, I feel
I
like
mean, either way, as long as it's done and gets dropped in October, I'm happy. I don't care.
that's what I'm saying.
As long as we get it in that time frame, that's the
But
important part.
yeah, we're gonna have our Halloween competition, and then I'm gonna try to squeeze in some fun guests toward the end of the month. I'm gonna see if I can get a brother and a cousin on here, and maybe we can do an episode of that game that you have, David. That's really fun.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna try to. I would love a celebrity group to just do that. I think it'd be tits. Just a
Hey, whatever.
just a little bash, little bash. You know, just see who's funny. I mean, we all are. Really, what it's gonna be is just like showing people how fucked up um, everyone is.
Yeah,
Just
don't be a
reaffirming.
pussy. Don't be a pussy about it. That's the main rule.
Not me, baby. You
Don't
know me.
fucking don't be all like, that's racist.
I literally can't even say words right, so I doubt I'm scared of letting people know I say fucked up shit. But yeah, this episode's totally about horror in Halloween because it's October and we gotta get spoopy.
That's right.
So I took it upon the idea of well, you guys were like all like, what the fuck do we do? And I was like, I got it. Top 10 Halloween movies or spooky movies. We'll just say all around spooky movies. I'm not sure. How did you guys make your list? Like, I haven't looked at them. I'm about to load them
Oh, I
up here.
didn't put mine in there.
You didn't put yours in yet.
So, what do you mean by
No, it's
make
typed up,
your
ready to
list?
go.
Oh, word. Like, did you pick like? So it's tough because I always see these lists and they list off like all these classic horror movies that everybody's like, these are definitive. Like, I mean, like The Exorcist, the Texas Chainsaw Massacres. Like,
Yeah, sure.
people always list off those type of movies, but like, I always feel like sometimes it can be like overrated. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of like, I feel like too many people like those movies because they're supposed to like them. You know what I'm saying? Like, The
I'm with you.
Exorcist is boring as fuck. I'm sorry for anybody that's a fan of The Exorcist. It's fucking boring. It's only get like toward the end, like the last like hour, that it picks up and gets cool. That's just my thing. But like movies like The Poltergeist is fucking awesome because like right from the get go, it's just like they buy a shitty house, parents are smoking weed in bed, and then all of a sudden spooky shit starts happening.
So, it's funny you bring up the Poltergeist because that was actually originally on my list, but I swapped it out for something else because I also made sure that when I made this list, this is movies that like if you told me we were gonna watch them, I wouldn't even ask you twice. I'd be like, dope movie, let's go. Like for my horror selection, I'm like,
Mhm.
yes, that's it, let's do it. This wasn't in my mind a top 10 like quintessential horror movies that everybody should watch
Yeah,
because
I
type
didn't
list,
want that
like
either.
a lot of the stuff that you have on your list would have been in like my honorable mention type shit, honestly, to be real with you. But it's all like still like a top 20 type thing. Even some of your honorable mentions, I was like, yeah, that movie was on my shit because I made a list so big this time because this is just the shit I love.
I know.
I was like, you know what, I can't put all these on here, and I'm not gonna put a fucking honorable mentions that's like 20 fucking movies long. So
I
just can't
had
do
that
it.
struggle. Like, I'm glad my list was at work because like in a way like I had over 40 movies listed and then I dummied it down. And then I was like I still was struggling toward the end of my workday to put two more movies on the list. Like I was like, but I like this and I like this. So I totally flipped it and I forgot that list. So I started making off the top of my head and then I started writing down movies like that. I'm like, what would I want to watch? Like if I was like, hey, let's watch a movie tonight. Like what would I put on? And that's kind of the route I went. But And
That's kind of what I did too, man. That's where I wanted to live too. I
it's
wanted to
tough.
be right in that ballpark, and I also had to have a level of enjoyment. And there is probably one movie on here, and I put it on here because I enjoy it, but I literally had to Google whether or not it was considered a horror movie multiple times. And once I got the okay, I was like, you know what, fine, it's going on the list.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Straight up, like I did not think
It
at
is.
all if that movie would be considered a horror movie, but I was like, it's fantasy sci-fi horror, so it's not guts and gore or whatever, but it's still
Babies get killed, bro. Babies get killed.
babies get killed in a lot of movies anymore.
Yeah.
Did you ever see fucking Rambo? Like that movie was crazy.
They made me drop first blood.
Actually, yeah, not the original one. What was it?
You're talking
Rambo
the new
5.
one where the fucking girl gets like raped or whatever, and then like he
No,
decides
before
to
that,
kill.
go back one movie
One
would have
movie
been like
before.
Oh, where he's
he's in Burma.
yeah.
Yeah, and they fucking like there's the scene where all the soldiers are raiding that fucking village, and literally the one guy like rips the baby from the mom and throws it in a fucking fire, and then there's like a fucking 4-year-old who's like trying to run away, and the guy like he's like fuck you, kicks it, and then jabs it in the fucking chest with a bayonet. I was like, oh shit! I was like, this is the realest shit I've ever fucking seen in my entire life, and then all of a sudden, motherfuckers just getting blown to bits, fucked up, and that leads into the fucking scene where they're going across like I don't know if it's supposed to be like a rice paddy or what the fuck it is, but it's that
Probably.
big muddy area, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Run, bitch!" and they're throwing grenades and popping them and shit, and they had mines all over it. Crazy movie, crazy fucking movie.
Well, fuck, man. Let's go down your list. Let's see this. I mean, I know Adam's. I'll let Adam tell his. Yeah,
I'll do
we'll
my
wait till the
opinion.
end. You're not the horror man like
I'll explain.
David and me.
Which is
I'll explain.
perfectly fine. Gives it a good chance to see what type of movies you're picking.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I themed it. Don't worry.
Oh, you felt beautiful, beautiful. Then I'm more than happy as long as it fits the season. Fucking, it's
Oh, it
perfect.
does.
I love
It
it
does.
all.
Hocus Pocus on your list.
He goes.
You'll see. I'm not
It's
gonna
not
give a winner.
not
All
on
right,
his
all right,
list.
all right. I was just curious. I was like, let me see if it fits in the Halloween section. All right. So we'll
I mean,
go
that
ahead and
does fit, but no.
yeah, we'll go ahead and start with fucking number 10 here. It's not on the bottom of my list because it deserves to be there. It's just one that I don't put on all the time. But it's a movie called Suspiria. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, seen it.
I have heard of it. Isn't it like a psychological horror?
Partially. Like there is a lot of psychological stuff going on, but there's also fucking witches. There's a ballet school. There's people getting murdered in the school in multiple different ways. Like there's a lot of really crazy shit going on in this movie, and it's also filmed in like I think it was like the early 70s, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and check on that, but I think it was filmed in like the early 70s, and it is just like crazy. Like they're doing shit that you just wouldn't expect. Like the practical effects for the kills are gruesome. They're crazy, and everything's very bright and vibrant. Like it's like bright
It's
pinks, bright blues,
Technicolor, I
purples.
believe.
I would honestly say that that's a good word for it, but it still goes beyond that even.
Oh no, I think that's the technology they used was Technicolor, if I remember correctly. This is me just spouting random fucking nonsense I may have heard or read one time. Continue.
Quite possibly, quite possibly. But honestly, it's just made by a pretty famous. I don't know if I want to say underground. I guess he is. He's kind of more of like an original underground horror guy. Just this Italian director. I forget how to say his name exactly. It's like something Darcino or something. I can't exactly remember it because this isn't a movie that I'm like freaking out about.
Some Italian name,
just-
SpaghettiOs meatballs.
It's like Diartino or something. It's cool. Anybody who really likes that movie is gonna be like, "How the fuck do you not know that?" Because he's got that type of cult following where like they don't play
like
play
the
with his movies.
David
They're like-
Lynch people or the fucking Judd Apatows
exactly.
or Apatow.
But it's still it is a cool movie. Murders, cool shit.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Italy, Germany, scary.
It's high on a lot
but-
of people's list.
Now next on my list, which I fucking love this movie. A lot of people don't, which I don't get, was An American Werewolf in London. I thought that movie kicked ass.
It's classic.
I thought that's one of literally the best werewolf movies ever. Like that movie, kind of like so for me, when I first saw it, I actually saw it after the sequel to it, which is An American Werewolf in Paris, which is
Paris.
it's very tame. It's not that bad. It's very fucking late
Doesn't-
90s, early 2000s. This movie the fucking effects on the werewolf transformations are straight up fucking body horror. Like you see legit transformations. Motherfuckers are getting torn to shreds. People are getting shot at the end. Lots of really cool gun effects that I like. Like this movie was just brutal. And I thought it was a fantastic movie for this list.
I had to think of it was like American Werewolf in Paris had, and I was like, what's his name? And it's Tom Everett Scott, which was the drummer from That Thing You Do. He's also in
Oh.
that one TV. He is like on a very popular TV show. The one with the wife and they had the kid that just swears all the time at him. The one you told me about that was canceled. I'm
The fuck are you
sorry.
talking about?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's
the husband and I'm sorry.
I have no idea what that show is that you're talking about.
That's a
What-
fucking
it's so
great
good.
show that
what is
deserved
it
more
on?
seasons.
Really?
There's only like 3 seasons. It's very
Yeah,
good.
it's on Netflix, I think, or no, it's Hulu.
Netflix or HBO? I don't know. It's on something.
Yeah, you'll like it because it's like one of those great raunchy underground comedies that just has
Yeah.
like the
All right,
parents
all
are
right.
cool. Like the parents are like modern day parents, and everyone around them is like the preppy motherfuckers, and like their kid just is the worst, and not like for anything particular, just like the kid just always fucks up and makes them look like the worst parents imaginable. It's great.
Check that out. I'm
Hmm
definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna check that
But
out.
sorry, yeah, yeah. As soon as you mentioned American Werewolf in London, I was like, "Fuck, is that the one I'm thinking of with that Tom dude?" And I was like, "Nope." I mix them up all the time because I did the same mistake. I saw the second one first, then saw the first one. But I think that was just because like it was a '90s release. I think
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna say it's obviously a generational thing. Like
Hmm
that was the fucking version that we grew up with, and then you have to go back and watch the OG to see what it's really like.
Hell yeah, man. And the next one's like one of my favorite movies, but I
Yes,
don't watch
this
it that much because sometimes it ekes me out.
it's definitely the creepier one on the list for sure. Coming in at number 8, Hellraiser. Which when I was making this list, I was like, when we were talking about not trying to put up too much shit because it has to be there, blah blah blah. Like your Freddy Kruegers, your Michael Myers, your Jasons, shit
Yeah.
like that. I didn't want to throw in too many of those iconic slashers because one, they don't really make my list anyway too heavily.
Mm-mm.
I'm definitely like, if you think about like Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and fucking Jason, none of those movies are really cohesive. They're just
Mm-mm.
like random. They throw them together. Nothing actually goes together. There's bits of the lore that don't go together and shit. You kind of have to piece together your fucking own theories, and then finally, somewhere in the late 2000s, you'll get a remake that makes all the sense, or they make a remake that's a total piece of shit, which they
Just
did for both Nightmare on Elm Street and fucking Friday the 13th.
yeah,
Both of those movies were
there's
fucking
just
garbage.
there's too many stinkers in the pile for them. Like I don't know, you can't really say like you can't list off like if you say like oh the first movies are great. It's like well yeah the first movie of like almost every like A New Hope, Star Wars A New Hope, fucking phenomenal movie. But like
Right.
then you get Clone Wars. You know what I mean? Like you get I don't know. It's that's why I can't ever justify putting those in list. But I mean, Hellraiser is just phenomenal. The fucking hook things freak me out though.
Oh man,
As you think of
that
that.
world
Escape.
that world gets so much more in depth when you get into Hellraiser and you have Pinhead. And the first movie's actually like, it's really good. It's just a good movie overall because there's just so much crazy shit happening. But those movies get even weirder with way more body horror, way more fucking like BDSM torture shit. Like
Clive Barker,
the way,
baby.
yeah, the way those Cenobites do crazy shit. Like I'm just like, wow, what the fuck? Like I can't believe anybody lives this life. But I guess when you live in a realm that's not exactly hell, I guess you just you do you.
Dude, you're
If
number 7. Is that what I think? Is that the new? Is that a newer movie?
that is a newer movie, that's a good pick. Yeah, number 7, Ready or Not. That's the movie where homeboy is about to get married and he's bringing his new wife to their gigantic fucking mansion, and they run around like chasing her, trying to kill her, and they're playing a game of like hide and go seek. But if you get fucking seeked up on, is what I'm gonna call it, they fucking kill you,
Fuck,
or
what's
they
that
try
lady's
to.
name? That's not Margot Robbie, but it's like it's Elizabeth.
No, it's no. You think about the main actress, the blonde?
Yeah,
If not mistaken, I think that's Samara Weaving.
that's who I think it is too. I've seen her in so many things, and she's so good.
Yeah, she was in the what was it? I think it's on Netflix, like The Babysitter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She's the babysitter, like she's the
Yeah,
one
yeah,
who
the
played her and everything
babysitter.
else. And
Guns
those movies
Akimbo.
are those movies are pretty cool. Yeah, Guns Akimbo is actually a decent movie. Honestly, that probably I wouldn't make it a horror thing,
Nah, I
but
mean it's an
it was
action
still
movie.
cool. Yeah, it was still cool. But yeah, man, Ready or Not was awesome. Like that movie was a great fucking spin to come out of nowhere. Like finally in a world where horror was so boring for so fucking long, for them to jump out and be like, "Yo, check this out. We have a great idea. There's cool bits of supernatural shit. You got a woman being fucking hunted by an entire like 8-piece fucking family in a house.
I'll add it to my list
So good. So good.
to watch.
Like if you haven't seen it, I won't go too much into it, but that movie fucking kicks ass, especially like when you see the ending, that's where you're really like it's so awesome. You're so happy by the end of it. It has such a satisfying ending where you're like, yeah, this is what I wanted.
Those are ones I like.
Now, my number 6 was actually interchangeable with 7, and I actually had to flip them about 3 times before I realized which movie I liked more. With number 6 coming in as Drag Me to Hell. Not much I need to say about that movie. That is just a fucking super dope modern horror movie once again. But at least that came out what, probably 2009 or some shit.
I think it was 2008, 2009.
Yeah,
Dude,
somewhere in
Justin
that
Long.
that
Oh,
ballpark. Yeah,
that's
he
probably
played a great.
Justin Long's funniest, best movie.
Yeah, he really got to do. Actually, he's super underrated. And this is another one where people are like, he's in that. Like man, you really should follow Justin Long's career because he has nothing but like hit movies. Even
Adam,
Tusk.
you really should watch Drag Me to Hell sometime because it is probably one of the funniest comedy horror movies of all time. Just because of like the shit that happens in it, Justin Long acting his balls off, but like not too much. Like it's fucking great overall. Just like it's like it's weird that it's a horror, but it's so fucking funny. Like but like I don't know how to describe it. Like you like uh, you have to watch it. Like it's one that like I think you will totally dig just because the horror is like not too horror, it's more like visual stuff, but there's so much slapstick comedy. It's like Three Stooges horror. It's fucking great. Like legitly Bugs Bunny style like action scenes. Like you would think it's a fucking cartoon. It's great.
Yeah, it's just out there. It's one of those things when you see it, it's just super strange. Like the whole premise of the movie is this woman works in a bank as a loan officer. She has some old creepy lady come in who
A
literally
gypsy.
looks like yeah, she literally looks like a witch and she's clearly a fucking witch. She's like, "Help me, I need a fucking loan." And she's like, "I'm not giving you a loan. I can't do it. My boss says no. I'm saying no. Sorry." And the witch is like, "All right, fine, bitch. You're gonna die. I'm gonna curse you to go to hell within like the next week or whatever the fuck it is." She's like a week or however long. And this witch just spends all this time just horrifying this woman in the weirdest ways, like waking up in bed and she's like next to her and showing up in the back seat of her car
But
mid ride
but
down the
like
highway.
but like in funny ways. Like I don't I literally can't stress how like just humorous this movie is where like there are moments that actually made me jump, but then I giggled immediately afterwards because it's just fucking absurd. It's
We'll
awesome.
we'll watch it soon. We won't bore Adam into watching
No.
Drag Me to Hell just yet.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm probably never gonna watch it
Oh
unless
man,
I'm with you guys and you pick it.
dude, yeah.
This is something I will never just pick to watch on my own.
When you come down, we'll
yeah,
put it on
it's
because
a
it is a fucking riot. It is so funny, especially if you have a few drinks and you're just sitting there watching. And like, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but there's just like there's like a
Spoil
couple
it because it
scenes.
doesn't
No,
matter.
no, no, no. But there's just a couple scenes that just like you will fucking like piss yourself laughing because they're so fucking like absurd.
well. I'm glad we're living absurdity because that makes it perfect for my fifth movie, which
This
is
movie's
probably
fucked.
it's probably the best fucking zombie movie ever made. Return of the Living Dead. Better than Night of the Living Dead. Better than Dawn of the Dead. I mean, even though those movies are amazing, but this is the greatest fucking shticky version of a fucking zombie horror movie ever, where you just get in,
Weirdness.
you get so much weirdness. You get so much like the kills are literally intense. They're gory. They're creepy. Like You also have at one point, Adam, there is this girl who is just a complete fucking like weirdo. Like she's like always trying to take her clothes off and just be the nastiest
Um,
bitch around.
always, David. She spends
Always.
90%
Yeah.
of the movie showing off her fucking tits and pussy.
Yeah, it's awesome, Adam. You'd love it. I know you're into that.
It's
We love
so
pussy.
funny. Like
On this
straight up
podcast, we love pussy around here. We're just gonna put that out there. We love
dancing
pussy.
with straight up beeve out with like a fucking like landing
In a
strip.
in a cemetery, by the way.
Yeah.
And she uh she dies early in the movie to the fucking zombies, and of course they start showing more zombies getting resurrected. And of course it's a butt ass naked fucking version of this woman just painted gray, and that's it. Like they just painted her gray, gave her a little extra facial features, and she's still just running around now. She's eating people, totally fucking naked.
Just butthole
There
and
is it,
pussy exposed.
and this is just not even the most absurd part of the movie. It's just one of the funniest parts because she's even on the cover as the zombie and shit on certain covers, and it's just super hilarious.
Yeah, she sued the shit out of the people, I think, because like she didn't realize how much of her nudity was just going to be shown, and like but I think she lost too. I think she like straight up lost that case because they were just like, well, like you like knew the part, you knew what you're doing, and she was like, but I didn't know you'd show that much. Like I was like, man, I felt for her. I felt bad, but like, goddamn,
Yeah, I don't know too
great
much
movie.
about that particular spot for a lawsuit or not because I keep my nose out of that one there.
I ain't a
Just,
lawyer,
yeah,
not yet.
I'm not too good with lawyerings and such, but
Mm-mm.
that's totally cool. But it's just a great zombie movie. All sorts of creepy zombies. Great to watch. Number four, just a cool movie overall, whether it's actual horror to you or not. Pan's Labyrinth.
Dope.
Adam, have you ever seen this movie? This movie that you've ever come across
Not
at all?
in its entirety. I know I've seen parts of it.
Just
Hmm.
bits and pieces of it.
Never seen the whole thing. Yeah.
Everybody knows the part with the fucking dude with the eyes in his hands. Like that's
Yeah,
just
the
like,
Yeah.
like
yeah, the
that.
pale man with
That's
the eyes.
that's not even like one of the best parts of the movie. Like the whole movie is phenomenal. It's also in Spanish, which I don't think a lot of people know or like pay attention to. It's
Well, I would
almost
hope if you
entirely in
watched the movie,
Spanish.
you would. No, it's 100% in Spanish. I don't think there's an English word spoken in that movie. It's all subtitled.
Um, there is a small section, I think, where like the German officers are either speaking English or German. I can't remember. It's literally been years since I've watched this, but it's fucking phenomenal. Great movie.
Yeah, it's just a perfect fantasy world, Adam, except it goes into this dark place. Super cool movie. This girl is basically getting torn during, torn away from her home during, like, I think it's World War II.
Hmm.
Obviously, crazy shit's going on during that, and then she runs into literal fucking supernatural beings that are trying to like help her out and so on and so forth, and they're just trying to move her along, show her that she can do other stuff,
It's
and
like a dark
they can
Alice in
help save her.
Wonderland, I guess is like the best way to describe it. It's like if Alice
It's
in Wonderland went goth as fuck.
Yeah, it's a good way to describe it, except this is just way better.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland's definitely boring as shit. Not anything I would ever
Yeah.
recommend to anybody.
Damn,
at the
shots
fucking
fired, bro. Shots fired. Like
Listen, as a person who is once or twice taken a psychedelic, not once have I ever decided that Alice in Wonderland is the greatest thing that's ever existed, but that's just me. I guess I'm not cool enough.
not that guy.
But fuck that. Number three, best vampire movie ever, The Lost Boys. Cool as hell. I feel like everybody's seen it. What else do you say about a bunch of fucking teenage vampires looking to add to their fucking, their what do you call it? Is it a coven? Do you have a coven of vampires? Is that the rule?
A brood? I don't
Yeah.
know what they're called.
Is it
Yeah, I think
a
it's a
flock?
brood.
Is it a flock of
I think it's a
vampires? A
brood.
Flock of
gaggle of
a
vampires?
gaggle of vampires flying around. I don't know.
It's
I
just
think it's a brood.
I think
it's just
everybody
great.
knows the Lost Boys. If you don't, I mean Keith or so Keith. God, I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna stutter it. We all know the
Kiefer
name.
Sutherland
We all
and
know the name.
Jason Patrick,
I started
Corey
saying it.
Feldman and Corey Haim and Alex Winter.
Fuck yeah, Alex Winter.
And if you're a real G and you know about Tim Capullo, good for you. If not, I won't fault you for it. But that's just the cool fucking buff dude playing the saxophone in the beginning of the fucking like movie.
And don't forget Daddy Gilmore,
That's right, Ed Herman.
Edward fucking
Fucking
Herman. So good.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Ed Herman.
Love
Dude
that
is a
guy.
beast. I actually really enjoyed that he was the head vampire at the end. I love that they were
Well,
like, the
fucking
dudes are my
spoilers for a 20
For a
7-year-old
30-year,
movie.
like a 30-year-old movie, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
What a
Sorry.
twist!
Sorry for ruining it. What a twist. No, it was great to see the straight-laced business guy was just like, these are my vampires. You're like, oh shit, stop, get the fuck out of here.
Grandpa knew all along.
Yeah, he sure did.
Hmm.
Goddamn vampires.
Pasadena. Who knew?
You know what? That's cool. And then we move into the second movie here, which I don't really know what to call except a supernatural movie, being Evil Dead. Another Sam Raimi throwing up on my fucking list here.
It's a good one.
Fucking fantastic movie. You get the Necronomicon. You get Ash. You get some of the coolest characters that have existed in the horror universe since Pinhead. Actually, it was probably before fucking Hellraiser, wasn't it? The first Evil Dead.
Off the top of my head, I'm gonna assume
It was, because
no.
pretty sure it was, because Hellraiser is a late 80s flick.
I
And Evil
guess.
Dead.
Well, I thought it was early '80s because it's originally based on a book by Clive Barker, and also directed by him. But I
Yeah,
can't
the
remember.
Hellbound Heart.
I mean, to me though, I think Evil Dead 2 is better than Evil Dead 1 because it kind of like is the same movie just with a bigger budget. But I understand why people appreciate Evil Dead 1 over Evil Dead 2 because it's the original and the effects are more authentic.
Oh yeah, and it's
But
just honestly, I think Evil Dead itself, before you get to Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead is just scarier
oh,
than
it's a horror movie where
than
Evil Dead 2 is like
yeah.
a slapstick comedy
Yeah,
horror.
that's where you start getting into some of the weirder shit. Like Evil Dead itself just has a lot of really creepy scenes where you're like, oh my god. Like I was not ready for this person. Just pop out of the ground with their eyes all fucking white and twisted and all fucked up. But yeah, actually, just a heads up, Evil Dead came out 6 years before Hellraiser came
Oh
out.
shit. Well,
Yeah. So I had to make sure I was right on that.
God,
And
Facebook
then,
fucking fact checking me, motherfucker.
well, yeah, I mean, I'm making sure I know what
My
I'm
shit's
talking
getting
about.
taken down because I'm fucking lying or something. No, you're fine. Number
I'm
one
just making
though.
sure. My number one is what I consider to be probably the greatest horror movie and horror franchise of all time, being the Scream franchise and Scream 1, man.
He
That
was texting me about the fucking new Scream. He
Scream
was like,
5,
"Yo,
yeah, I was like, oh,
shit looks great." He literally said, "I'm gonna have a good day because I just saw the trailer for Scream 5 and this shit looks great." And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "That's a very specific reason to have a good day."
dude, I was happy about it. Like, dude, this is one of the, besides Evil Dead, this is one of those franchises that I just actually follow, because the great thing about Scream is like I feel like it's a horror movie second and it's a detective movie first. You spend so much time developing characters and then actually having some type of feeling when most of these characters die, because either you really wanted that motherfucker to die or you were like, no, bitch, like, please, you're not gonna kill this side character in the fucking movie. Like, I thought this would be like one of Sid's final girls with her boys or something, where they're gonna team up at the end. They're gonna take out whoever Ghostface is in this movie, and they're gonna live. And of course, they fucking don't, and it ends up usually being the same fucking trio at the end of every movie, which is fine. But you know, you have a feeling about it. But watching the fucking detective work that you have to put in the movie, because they leave you clues throughout the entire fucking movie every time, including the trailers, to figure out who the killer is before you even watch it. You know, like there's so many things you can figure out before you get to the end of the movie.
Dude,
And I fucking love that. There's not a lot of movies or anything that comes out that has that much thought into it. And I fucking love this series for that.
Watch
And that's
Mojo
why it'll
just made me watch
always be
something
number
on
one.
this. Like Watch Mojo had a thing
On
out for Scream 2 explaining how like you know who the killer is from the beginning based on like a small thing, and I won't spoil it because like it is what it is. But that Scream 2 pissed me off because it killed what's that guy's name? Jamie Kennedy's character.
Yeah, that's the best part. Fuck Randy.
Oh,
Randy's a
man.
bitch. And fuck Randy and fuck Jamie Kennedy if he ever hears this, just so he knows. In case he ever comes across this.
Hey, Malibu's
Fuck
Most Wanted is
fuck you.
great.
Not really, but you know, it's okay. It's funny enough.
It
I'm not tripping over it, but you
it's
know, I
great
do
because I grew up around people who were just like him.
I enjoy people. I tell people that I also had a game cast. You know, I like saying that shit too. But other than that, that movie is just not fucking that great. It is just the most foolish, cringiest fucking thing I've ever seen. I was like, this is honestly Jamie Kennedy in a nutshell. Like, this is Jamie Kennedy behind the fucking scenes. Like, he actually just acts and dresses like this.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't disagree with anything on your list. I think all of them are actual like good movies. Like, you know what I mean? Like every one of them is something like if I were to stumble like if there was like a such thing as a Halloween channel where it would just play horror movies all day and like I happened to turn that on and any of these were on, I'd watch them.
Hey man, FearNet. I don't think it exists anymore, but FearNet was the big one.
Yeah, but for my list, I went with like movies nobody's ever heard of, or if they have heard of it, you know, like for the most part, 90%, I'll say like 7 of the movies on my list, or 6 of them are movies probably people have never heard of, or like the average person, the average moviegoer has never heard of, but they all are fucking great surprises to me. So number 10 was one Adam had to remind me the title of, but it's a great movie called Klinger about
I couldn't believe you had this on your fucking
this
list.
movie was awesome. I quote it all the time. I love this movie. It's about a clingy boyfriend in high school who has a girlfriend that he's like obsessed with, and he accidentally decapitates himself and then begins to haunt her. And it's fucking phenomenal. I think it's one of the funniest scary movies, and it has a song that'll get stuck in your head for fucking days. Fern, 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 just sings her name. It's so stupid, but it gets stuck in my head. And it's that fucking kid from, what is that, Nickelodeon or whatever? Or Disney Channel. It's just funny seeing him in a horror movie. But I won't go into too much. I just think it's a great, just fucking watch it. Number 9, From Dusk Till Dawn. Robert Rodriguez directed, Quentin Tarantino written, and acting in it. Phenomenal movie that I guess is more of an action thriller horror movie about 2 brothers who are deranged motherfuckers that broke out of prison, I think is like the initial thing, or like they're basically wanted for murder, and they hijack a family and go to Mexico to meet people in a bar, and the bar is called the Titty Twister, and it turns out it's a bar ran by vampires, and they're trying to survive the night. Great fucking movie. Awesome special effects. Phenomenal to see the classic 90s female. What's her name? Julia. Oh, fuck. What's her
Oh,
name?
you mean you're talking about Juliette Lewis?
Juliette Lewis.
Yes. I thought you were talking about Selma Hayek for a second. I was like,
No,
wait.
no. Well, Salma Hayek does have a sweet dance in there that is pretty great, but I feel bad because,
She
like,
sure does.
ever since that movie, she's just been dubbed like the hot Spanish girl that has to basically show her tits all the time. And
I mean, you could probably go further back. I mean, Desperado came out before that, right? Where she got all busy with Antonio Banderas in the hotel room.
no, I don't know if that came out first or not. I know. I mean, I love that movie too. So what the fuck?
Yeah, it's a fucking good movie.
What can I say? I'm a big fan of Robert Rodriguez's work. Spy Kids kicks ass. Then
Oh
I'll,
yeah.
I'll just breeze past. I'm gonna breeze through my list because some of them are just like you've heard of them type of movies. Train to Busan is probably, in my opinion, the best fucking zombie movie I've ever seen. It is such a great. It's a foreign film, so it's subtitled, but it is a fucking riot of just like suspense. Basically, it's about a dad and a daughter are on a train to go back to Busan, where he can take her to her mother's house. And it turns out not many people realize it, but there's a fucking zombie outbreak going on in this city, and shit just goes wild. And it's one of those zombie movies where the zombies are kind of like a plot featured in the plot, but the real villains are always the people, and that's kind of why I really dug it. And because it's Korean, it's fucking dark and fucked up. It's awesome. Classic movie. Adam, you'll never watch it because fucking it's in another language. It's all right though.
Whoa.
You'll fall asleep not knowing what they're
I won't
saying.
watch it because that's really the reason.
I know.
Yeah. Give me the subtitles. I watch everything with subtitles.
Yeah, but like you watch it with subtitles, but then you'll fall asleep because you'll be like, I don't understand this. They're speaking mumbo jumbo.
No, I'll read. I'll read it. It's fine.
It is a
mean,
good movie, though. I will say, like that
But I'll
is
still never watch it, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
fair enough. Number 7 on my list is like one of my favorite stories slash movies, and it's a Clive Barker's Nightbreed. It's a fucking
Love it.
great movie, but like it depends on which version you get to see, because they actually have 2 different versions of it that changes the story completely, um, which is a very unique twist to do. Where one version of it is that this guy, well, I'll just give you a brief summary. Dude's in therapy because he has issues, emotional issues, anger issues, and he has nightmares about a world where a bunch of monsters live, and a city he's heard about in his dreams called Midian, where a bunch of monsters live. And he gets confirmation from a crazy person in the hospital that Midian's a real place, and given directions on how to get there. He tells his psychiatrist all of these horrible nightmares he has, but it turns out his psychiatrist has been hypnotizing him and telling him about murders he's committing to try and plant those memories in this guy's head so that he can eventually be arrested for them. Which then it goes on to show like a world of monsters exist, and this guy tries to join them, but it's a upswing because like he's also being hunted by police because they think he's a serial killer, and it's a great film. Awesome story. I wish they would have continued and made another movie because I actually think it's a really good movie. But depending on which version you watch, determines, I guess, like who the killer is. It's weird. Like in one version they show it's the psychiatrist, and in another version they don't show that it's him. It's really obscure and weird. But yeah, I think it's a great film.
You're right. Everything Clive Barker is great.
He just is his writing's actually like he's one of my favorite authors. Like he actually writes like some good, like he uses English in a good way where he's not gonna bore you to death. I always say he's like a Stephen King Cliff Note book. Is the best way to describe him. He takes out all the fucking shit that you don't need and just gives you all plot, which is what you want.
Dude, I think that's the only thing that hurts Nightbreed, though, to be honest with you, because that's a huge world,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a Hellraiser slash Nightbreed comic book, which is really fucking cool that you should check out. But the movie, no matter which one you watch, though, which they're both good, it doesn't matter which one you watch, but you should
Mm-hmm.
definitely watch the director's cut. It is a strange movie to follow along with because the pacing's a little strange. Like, that movie should have easily been like probably like 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
It
and they
just
made it like 1:30.
yeah,
It's
too much.
craziness.
Yeah, they put too much in one thing, but it's also a great world to be in because it's kind of in that it's in that Del Toro realm where you're in a fantasy land. It's
Well,
just super dark.
and it's mostly practical effects, which is like the neat
Yes,
thing. And you
it
see
was
like
pretty
giant
much all
monsters.
practical effects.
Yeah, there's
That
some
is what made it
digital.
good.
Then he has that movie Master of Illusion, which is when he went digital and it was weird. But
Yo, don't talk about Is that what it was called? Is it called Master of Illusion? Is that what it was?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
that movie is a psychological fucking trip.
Yeah, that is a movie that doesn't make sense and it's pretty fucking awesome. But I didn't put it on the list because I didn't think it deserved to be on
Or
here.
no, it's Lord of Illusions.
Lord
That's
of
what it
Illusion,
is.
that's what it is.
Yeah, that movie's fucked up. That's a strange fucking movie to watch. You got to be in a certain type of headspace to watch that shit.
So now is where I get to the point of the part of the list of movies that probably people have heard of but probably haven't watched. Number 6 is The Final Girls. It's a horror comedy based on like going to a festival or a thing to watch horror movies. These awesome horror movies that people are like such fans of, and this girl's mother was in them, and she feels closer like seeing them. Her mom passed away, and they go to this theater, and the theater starts burning down, and they're like, "Fuck, we have to get out of here." The only way to get out is they try to go through the screen, and when they go through the screen, they ended up in the movie and it's like fucking awesome. It's Adam Devine or whatever his name is. It's got the dude from Silicon Valley, Peter Middleditch, or no, Thomas Middleditch,
Thomas Middleditch.
and then the girl from American Horror Stories, who is the suicidal girl from the season 1 and is in all that shit. The girl who played George Michael's cousin in Arrested Development. it's got a great cast and it's a great movie. It's just like really funny. But yeah, I think it's a very underrated movie that deserves a sequel, and hopefully someday it will get made. Um. Oh yeah, number
How could they
5.
make a sequel? It's the Final Girls.
Wow.
Yeah. The Final Girls again.
I'm not gonna ruin this movie's ending, but
The Final Girls.
it's easy to make if the Final Girls 2,
Final
Electric
Girls.
Boogaloo.
That's all that
Okay.
was running through my mind. I just didn't want to be the person to say it.
Yep. Dude, it's honestly, I like seriously, if you haven't seen it, David, like you will fucking dig that movie so hard.
Oh,
But
I've seen it.
yeah, it is great. But number 5 on my list is one that scared me as a child, Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. Just like a long Tales from the Crypt episode with a bunch of great people. Who is the old man in it? Do you remember his name? He was in like Gremlins as like he's in so much stuff. I think his name's Murray something, but let me look it up because it makes me nervous that I can't remember it. I'll go on talking about it though. It is a great movie, basically about a guy has a key that demons want, and he finds an abandoned church to hide out. And he's like, all right, well, if I can stay here the night and survive the night, everything will be okay. And Billy Zane's in it, and everybody loves Billy Zane. Jada Pinkett Smith is in it as a main character. There's just so many great people. Dick Miller, that's his name. Dick Miller's in it, which Dick Miller's been in like 180 films.
Yeah, Dick Miller's a chief.
Yeah, Dick Miller kicks ass in that movie. But
Like,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure he actually plays a chief in something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's
probably
a
has.
fucking chief in some movie.
And Dick Miller, R.I.P. You died 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But yeah, no, it's a great movie. I love it. Number 4 on my list is one that also terrified me as a child. Stephen King's It, the made-for-TV movie, the two-parter one. Not much you can say. I mean, Tim Curry fucking terrified me as Pennywise the Clown. I thought as a child, like, holy fuck, these practical effects and everything was like really scary. Hindsight, it's probably not as good like anymore, and it's very high on the nostalgia factor for me. But and it's not graphic, like there's like fake blood scenes, but like it's very quotable. It's a really funny movie. It's it's not too much like the book at all, but like just enough to be similar to the book. Because like it's one of my favorite books, but like yeah, I mean that was all I had, for years until like the modern day It movies came out, which I couldn't put those on the list in good faith because I've watched them once, so I've seen them both in theaters, and that was kind of where I stopped, and I never went back and watched them, but maybe this weekend.
Listen, just to bring it up because you're talking about it.
Hmm.
In good faith, those books should have never been adapted into movies ever. Because if you don't have the balls to put the child gangbang in the movie, I'm not watching it.
Yo,
I'm just kidding.
him trying to
But that is a-
justify that is like one of the funniest interviews where he's like, I don't remember writing that. I was high on cocaine when I wrote this book. I'm like, this book was post car accident. I don't believe you. No,
Well, you know,
it's just
he definitely put that in there. He definitely put into a nice transition from one book to the next. Like, so the kids had a gangbang in the sewer,
it's like,
and then
"Buh?"
and then adults. You're like, no shit.
Yeah, it's
Why'd
just
why'd they do that?
yeah, it's like it doesn't make any sense. But and
No,
then
but
let's
they
see.
definitely leave it out.
Number 3, Drag Me to Hell. Like we said, great film. I'll just skip over because it's all right. Number 2 is one of my favorite modern day horror movies I've seen in a long time. Is A Quiet Place. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. I'm not going to really spoil too much. Basically, just say that in like modern day world, you have to be completely quiet because some kind of things are out there, creatures that attack based on sound. Um, Pretty fucking great movie. I think it's well worth watching, and it's just a great world. It's very like suspenseful. It's one of those movies where you need to have your TV up or have speakers, or maybe if you're a fucking weirdo, watch with headphones. Let me see. My last film is probably my favorite. I'm gonna say it's my favorite horror movie period right now because like I've never ever seen anything like it. I'm per se like it. I guess no, that's a lie. I have seen stuff like it, but I've never seen anything execute this so perfectly that you're like you're hooked. Like you like every character, you like every moment, you like every beat. Like you think it's like you think you know what the movie is going into it, and then it's that plus 10, and you're like, holy fuck, this movie's awesome. But Happy Death Day is just. I saw the trailer when I was in school, or like when we were like whatever the fuck how old we were, and I was like, this movie looks fucking stupid. And then I watched it, and I'm like, it's one of the few times I'll say this. I regret not seeing this in theaters. I regret not giving this movie the credit it deserves. I recommend it. Like Adam, if I truly said like one movie you should watch on any of the like on my list, Happy Death Day is great just for the sole fact that it has one of the catchiest songs in it. It's awesome. And then I guess honorable
I think I've
mentions.
seen parts of it.
Have you? It's
I've seen
fucking
parts
great.
of it.
It's great. Like
Yeah.
it is truly a great film and
That,
like
that's also
good cast.
super modern too. That's new. That's only a few years old.
Yeah, dude, that movie's fucking tits. Like I think
That's
more
a freshie.
I think people should give it more credit or give it like the credit it deserves. And the sequel's even great too. I'll say like it's one of the few times where I'm gonna say like this not that the sequel's better, but it's just on par. And I wouldn't be mad if they made a third one. Like I think like there is a realm where you could have a third one, but like I think it is just like a great movie. Honorable mentions, I'm gonna just real quick breeze through this because it's fucking simple. We grew up with these movies. Ghost Ship, I Stand Alone, made that fucking song stick in my head. 13 Ghosts with Tony Shalhoub. I mean, that shit's just fucking
Best.
weird, awesome movie.
Best movie.
House of Wax with Paris Hilton, because god damn it, nothing's funnier than seeing Paris Hilton give a blowjob to a guy in a car. But it's just for gags. Ha ha. 1408 scared the shit out of me. That's that Samuel L. Jackson and what's his name? I forget
John
the guy.
Cusack.
John Cusack. That movie just disturbed me mentally. Housebound is just a great Scottish horror that is like it was Parasite before Parasite. I think Parasite should give it credit. Final Destination's great, and all Alfred Hitchcocks are great. That's basically. I just wanted to rush through that. I didn't want to bore you guys. But yeah, Adam, let's see your
All right.
list, mate.
This is gonna be
All right.
I'm thrilled.
awesome. I'm ready to see how this plays out. I'm ready to see what the fuck this is.
Let's just go ahead and say this is a complete 180 from both of your lists.
Beautiful.
I took it a different route. I'm not a big horror movie person.
Really?
Not really my forte. Don't really care for them. To be honest with you, they're fine, but I'm never just going to be one to watch them myself.
I get that.
So I did a little flipsy do here. I did it for the people with families. So I went the old family route here.
My God, you son of a bitch!
Watch it with the kids. You can watch it with the kids.
Fuck,
Uncle
Adam,
through and through.
I just want you to
Yeah.
know, without I'm not gonna say it, but deep down in my
Yeah.
heart, I knew regardless of whatever was gonna happen, your number one was going to be your number one on this fucking
Oh,
list.
Yes.
I knew that regardless too. I was like,
It's the absolute best.
what a
That's
fucking twist!
Yeah, no, this is great. I love this. This is fucking awesome.
Jesus Christ, Adam, you're so awesome.
Yeah. So, starting off here at number 10, went with Scooby Doo. Classic.
The live action,
classic
eh?
movie. Yeah, with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Prinze,
and all those.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Matthew Lillard. Yep.
Oh
and,
my God.
Who's the other chick?
The Velma.
So I always fuck up her name, so I don't say it, but it's
Yeah. I get her
fuck,
confused with the other one. They're
with
like
the
very
other
similar.
one.
Bro, I can't remember
I want to say
shit.
Janine Garofalo, but I don't think that's
No, it's not
right.
Janine Garofalo.
No, that's not her. Her name is
Oh, is this Lisa Cardellini?
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Boom.
I get those two mixed up.
It happens.
It's fair enough. They have a very similar look.
Yeah.
And
they,
it's
they kind of do similar
extremely-
roles.
Yeah, and extremely attractive. I definitely would like to be with both of them.
I
or one of them,
fucking
either
quote
way.
Scooby Doo once a week where I just go up to Chelsea and I go, "No, Scooby Doo, your mother eats cat poop." Like it's just so funny. He's like, it's just so fucking like what a movie that, in my opinion, still holds up. You don't need to remake it. Like that is the live action Scooby Doo that we deserve. Like it is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And the funny thing is, like, Matthew Lillard really hated that role for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He
Really?
finally came around to it, and now he's actually the voiceover for like the new cartoons
Yep. He
for
just
Shaggy.
he did it for
He
money
just
at the time.
despised the role of Shaggy. But he's come
He's
around, and now he's like,
literally
I
built
just
for
want
it.
the
Like
voiceover work.
I
he
think
literally looks just like it. He's built to be Shaq. Honestly, every character that the cast members that they put in those character roles were kind of legitimately built to be those people. Like I've never seen a casting that was so fucking good and just nailing the fucking just boom, head on the nail, boom, perfect. Like every time I couldn't believe it when I was a kid because at first I watched it, and as being that young when it came out, I was kind of like I was more of like, oh wow, it's Matthew Lillard, the guy from Scream.
Yeah.
Funny enough, and
it's Buffy.
and I see
The
it, and I
dude
was
from
like,
She's All That. Like,
exactly. I'm just picking out things that don't belong, and I see it, and I'm like, this was so perfect. Like, it was. This movie is probably one of the greatest Scooby Doo things to ever come out.
we who are my heart, this is what we creatures sing. Like
Yeah.
that movie is just so good, man. And when he's wearing the
Great movie.
dress and just like, oh my god. Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
can't, dude. I'm gonna get hype. I can't be getting this hype. Holy
Yeah, dude, we're only
fuck.
number 10.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Number 9.
your list threw me for a loop, and like, you know what I mean? It's like when you're expecting like you're like, oh man, like I kind of like I think of this as like a blind date. I've never been on a blind date, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But you're like, oh man, I hope like at least she's good looking. And it's like not only is she good looking, she's funny, she's athletic, she likes sports, she drinks beer, and guess what? She wants to fuck. Like that's what your list is. Family movies.
Family movies.
It's wife material. Like that's what this list is. Holy shit.
Number 9 went with Clue. Classic movie.
Tim Curry hitting
Based
the
off of
list.
Tim Curry, Christopher Lloyd. Great cast in this movie. I'm not really going to talk too much about these. I think everyone has seen pretty much all these that are on my list.
But Adam, can we just take a second? Now that you said Clue, just real quick, everybody's favorite scene from that movie because there's so many good ones. Like what? If you think of Clue, what scene fucking like pops in your head right away? There's a lot for me.
I mean, I got one already queued up.
That's what I'm saying. Like
When he slaps Mrs. Peacock and he goes,
Yeah.
I had to stop her scream, and then they
Yeah.
reenact it, and he goes, and he said, I had to stop her screaming. And he just
Yeah.
fucking bitch slapped her so hard. That's just awesome. Oh,
See,
fuck.
in my mind, that one it's that one, and then it's always fucking like right towards like getting towards like the end of the movie when the singing telegram shows up,
I
and the motherfucker
yeah.
just puts
the
a
singing
bullet in her and
telegram, bang!
slams the door.
Close that shit on her. Oh, it's
Oh
great.
man, yeah, that's awesome. And there's so
Yeah.
many more too. That's just the
Yeah,
tip, but like there's so many good scenes in that fucking movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Number 8, a new kind of animated classic. There's like 4 or 5 of them. Hotel Transylvania.
I haven't seen it.
Great Adam Sandler. Oh, they're good.
It's Adam Sandler, the
good.
anime. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. It's him, Andy Samberg, his whole crew,
Yeah, the
like
crew.
Kevin James and all his
His
the
friends.
normal people in his movies.
Everybody who needs a
It's all-
paycheck.
Yep, it's all animated stuff. It's funny. There's some pretty good humor.
Dope. I'll have to
in 'em, and
watch
there's
it.
like 5 of them. I think I've only seen like 2 of them, but there's like
It's going on
I
the
think there's
list.
a new one coming out. They're pretty
Enjoyable. Yeah, they're very enjoyable.
Yeah. good. Yeah, they're easy watches. It's not like they're all family movies. They're all easy watches, but like you could just leave it on in the background and still hear like all the jokes.
It's on
Dang.
the list now.
Kevin James as Frankenstein's monster is just fantastic.
Yeah,
I love
Yeah,
it.
it's
so good.
It's good.
David Spade's the Invisible Man.
Yep.
I think.
Is it Steve
he's
Steve
the-
Buscemi's the werewolf, right?
Yep.
Yep, and then it's
Yep.
perfect for fucking Hubie.
Oh well,
Yeah.
then what about Deuce Bigelow?
Rob Schneider.
Is Rob
I
Schneider? in it?
forget. I
Rob
don't know if he
Schneider
has
is
a
in it.
role in that, does he? I don't think he does. Or no, is he the mummy?
He's not. If he's in like a big role. No, I don't
No
think
worries.
so. No,
I
I'm
still
gonna
don't.
look it up. Hold on, I gotta look it up.
I was gonna say, who played the mummy? Was that not Schneider?
I can look it up, Adam.
It
You can
could
keep
be, but
talking about the movie.
no, I'm on it right now.
Oh, word.
Hold on.
I didn't want to.
Running through this bitch.
I didn't mean to fucking drive us to a halt, but I was just like, wait a minute, is Rob Schneider in it? Because like, if there's like three people from the 2000s, the oddies that I loved seeing in any movie, and it's Brendan Fraser,
Is it Keegan Michael Key?
it's him.
Because it doesn't say what. It just says the character's name, and I forget what their names are.
No, you're fine.
Murray. I think
But yeah, Rob Schneider, Brendan Fraser, and like Billy Zane are like three people who, if I see in a movie, I'm like, this is great. This is fucking phenomenal casting. Doesn't matter the role.
Either way,
I love the
I'll keep
Phantom.
moving.
Absolutely.
Number 7. Fuck yes, dude.
Number 7. We discussed this on Disney. Disney Channel original movie discussion. Halloween Town. Halloween Town. Classic Halloween themed movie.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect
Straight
for
up.
the family.
You don't have to say anything more. I mean, everybody
Yeah, I
should
don't
know
think
it.
we already talked about it, and we already
Did on the
talked
past
about it
podcast.
plenty.
On a podcast that didn't air, but
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
no, we've already set it up. I mean, I could literally insert the
Yeah.
audio.
Nah, nope. Keep them guessing.
They'll find out.
Number 6. Little diversity here. I went with Coco.
Oh,
Great movie if you haven't seen it.
Again, I'll add it to
Very,
the
very
list.
good. I believe it's on Disney Plus. It's very good about Dia de los Muertos.
You just made me realize something came to Disney Plus this week, Adam, that we need to watch.
Oh, I watched it.
You watched the Muppets?
Yeah.
oh yeah, I watched it too.
Fuck.
It
Alright.
was a Muppets movie. It
Okay.
wasn't. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like top tier Muppets movie, but it was fine.
It's no Muppets Go to Space.
Or Take
No,
Manhattan.
it's definitely not. Muppets Christmas Carol.
Or Muppets Treasure Island.
Any of the good ones. It's a lower tier, but it was fine.
Okay.
Which actually surprised me. I'll be real.
Yeah.
Thought it was gonna be a
I
lot
thought it was
more.
gonna be better.
Fuck
Yeah.
it. It doesn't deserve more airtime than we've already given it. Let's hear about Coco.
Coco's just great. I mean, it's great. Disney animated, or is it Pixar? I think it's
DreamWorks?
Disney. No, it's on Disney Plus, so it wouldn't be DreamWorks.
Oh, word. Good call.
But it's very. I mean, it's like a musical kind of movie. I mean, it teaches kids about death and things like that. So I mean, it gives a good message. It's just a really good movie.
I respect it.
Gives a different kind of take on the old Halloween, and kind of shows what Dia de los Muertos is like, instead of just the Americanized Halloween, which is pretty nice.
I'm not
for, like, a
mistaken,
family movie.
they did an all fucking like Spanish cast for that, right? Like an all Latino fucking cast too.
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't a honky in that movie.
Yeah.
Not one honky.
Yep.
Damn.
Number 5, Casper.
Great
Classic.
movie.
Classic ghost movie. Gotta have the friendly ghost in there. Number 4, Young Frankenstein.
That was a great one.
Phenomenal
Absolutely
film.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. I'm not really gonna
No,
talk much about
no.
these. We're just gonna
Everybody
move on
should have
here.
seen that, and if you
These are
didn't,
all
you're a
classics.
fucking idiot.
Number 3, Ghostbusters. Classic October time movie.
Bill F.
for
and
me.
Murray.
Yep. Outstanding cast. If you haven't seen Ghostbusters, fuck you.
Again, yeah.
Um,
Go fuck yourself at that point.
Number 2, it went Beetlejuice.
Mr. Mom.
So good. It probably should be my number 1, but guess what? It's not,
Mm-mm.
because there's one that's just hits home to my heart.
You
And
you
that's
know,
Scooby Halloween.
I agree. I don't agree that Beetlejuice should be above it. In my case, only because I've seen Beetlejuice a lot, but I think recently, over my life, I should say actually, I've now watched Hubie Halloween more times than I've watched fucking Beetlejuice.
I can agree
And
with that
Probably,
statement.
yeah.
I've
And I
watched it
love
so much.
Beetlejuice.
I love-
Beetlejuice is a great movie, but holy shit,
It's so good.
I've watched Hubie so many fucking times for the cheap laughs.
Yeah. You can't go wrong. It's such a good movie. I watched it the other day. It's fantastic.
Spooky
My
season,
all-time
Hubie
favorite
season.
Halloween movie.
I'm Gary. Walter. Oh my god, it's just like I don't want to spoil it for people because it genuinely
fairly
has
new. Yeah, that's
surprises.
fairly new.
But do
Yeah.
yourself a favor if you like any Adam Sandler movie, and this is coming from me who I've watched a few. Adam, you've watched all of them.
Yeah, I
It
love all of
is
them all.
worth
They're all
watching.
good.
It's just
They're
fucking
all
great,
good.
and has some of the best cameos you'll ever see in a movie.
Yeah, so many callbacks to the old Adam Sandler movies in this movie, and
It's
a lot of just good cameos from people you would not expect to see in these movies.
yeah, I know. It's fucking great. But
Honorable mentions. Spooky Buddies, just for the hell of it.
I was
I
gonna say
love
you
those
didn't
buddy
really
movies.
mean that, did you? You just
he might.
No, no.
We've
That was
we've
more
watched
of an
enough
it's
buddies.
more of an inside joke.
Yeah.
Okay,
for
gotcha.
the buddy movies on here. Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Can't go wrong with
Good
Charlie
one.
Brown movies. And then Cirque du Freak, The Vampire's Assistant. I don't know why, but I like that movie a lot.
It's because of
Really?
the
John C.
cast.
Riley.
Yeah. David
Yeah,
hates it.
cast
David
is
went
good.
on a rant at me one time because I said I wanted to see it, and he yelled at me.
I did. I won't do it
I mean,
now.
it's not a great movie, but like
It's
it's
okay.
fine.
Dude, Spooky Buddies.
That's why
Fuck
it's an
yes.
honorable mention.
We love
Yeah.
the buddy. Adam and I would do this all the
Buddy
time to
movies.
people, and we would just be like,
We'd
"What?
get super
What do you want to
drunk,
watch?" And
put
then
on a buddy movie.
yeah, we would just throw on a buddies movie, and like any of the Air Bud or like buddy, like the buddy ones are the greatest because they're a bunch of puppies and they're just
They're all
so
puppies.
bad. But like, it's so funny when you're really fucking hammered, drunk, and like you're just sitting with a group of people, and they're like, "Are we really watching this movie with a shit ton of dogs?" And like, we're like, "Yeah, we are."
Yeah, we are.
This is fucking
Enjoy
great,
it.
dude. No,
Those
I
those
can't believe
movies are
it.
just fucking like after Air Bud, the fact that they just kept that shit going was I never thought it was gonna happen.
Dude, they go to
Yeah.
space, and that's actually a
I
great one.
know, yeah, they straight up go to space.
That's one of my favorite
Absolutely.
ones. Dude, I think we crush it. I think all these movies are worth watching. I don't think this one doesn't make sense to do our definitive
No,
top 10. I don't
absolutely
think.
not.
I think you know, 'tis
They're
the
all
season.
top tens.
I think if you're looking for a movie to watch, I think like any of these movies, like we have the family movies, we have the dedicated horror man movies, and then you got the random movies from me just pulling out like just random shit that I like and I don't think many people would watch, but like I think we just crushing it. Um, yeah, all in all, I think it's a successful listing of movies. Like for 'tis the season, we got our horror trivia coming up, our October trivia boys. I'm excited for that.
That's gonna be tits.
I don't know. If you made it this far of the podcast, I say like, comment, subscribe as always. If you want to be a guest, again, just hit me up. I'm fucking throwing this out there again. I want to see if anybody has the fucking stones.
Or comment.
We're going
Leave a
stones. You comment.
Somebody left a comment on one of the videos. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I probably didn't. I don't check that shit. But I'm gonna start.
Well, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna start. If people are actually listening,
Oh my god.
I'm gonna start now. I have time. I'm not on vacation. I wasn't vacation. It was a lot of fucking work. But
I like how you just said, I have time. I'm not on vacation.
I'm not on vacation. I have time. Yeah.
The definition of having time, and you're like, yeah, I have time. I'm not on vacation
Yeah.
anymore.
For real though, like I don't know. I'll check. I'll read the comments. I saw what people said. I'm calling Lindsay. I'm calling Justin out. I'm calling out everybody. Greg, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Might have you on sometime soon. TJ, Zach, everybody. But you know what, guys.
Yeah.
It's just another day with
David.
Adam.
Elliott. I just wanted to make it. Was it scary or sexy? I don't know which one happened. Maybe I have a fear boner. Maybe I don't have either.
Maybe you don't have either. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was.
Maybe
was a
I don't
reversal.
have either.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill everybody's mood.
The show has ended.